Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, yesterday was Friday the 13th, and of course it's unlucky to do Friday the 13th related stuff on Friday the 13th. No, I'm making up that superstition. It's just an excuse for the fact that we forgot to have a go at this puzzle yesterday. And also, actually, I forgot to give a shout out. Harry Foote wrote to us from Eltham High School in Australia and asked us to acknowledge his student Esther, who's the genius in this equation. I think they've all been watching us or something, and very happy to do that. Hey, Esther, thanks for watching. Now, this puzzle came in a while ago. It's got a nice rule set. You can see all the cages total 13. We'll have a go at that in a moment. I do also want to thank the guy who said hello at Petersham Nurseries today, and his girlfriend who said we've been keeping him sane during lockdown, and he was kind enough to thank Simon and myself for all the videos, and that's a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. Thank you for saying hello. Now, of course, don't forget the Grockles Heatwave puzzle pack on Patreon, a bunch of thermo and slow thermo Sudokus that are proving incredibly popular. Some people are saying it's taken considerably longer than last month's Patreon pack, and they've enjoyed it nonetheless. So do consider giving that a go. If you're a Patreon, consider joining Patreon if you're not. Don't forget, if you haven't already, although you probably have, to watch some or all of Simon's live stream of playing The Witness, which he did at the start of the weekend. I think he's planning to resume on Tuesday, but he may well have updated you on that. And, of course, loads going on as always, but there's always our apps available on the links under the video, etc. Now, this puzzle, two very simple rules to go with the normal Sudoku rules. All the cages add up to 13. Couldn't be simpler. You can see that from the shapes of the cages and where they are that under normal Sudoku rules, there can be no repeated digits in them, so that doesn't need to be stated. But it's going to clearly need something else to make this puzzle work, you would think, and it is true this time. It's a non-consecutive Sudoku, so neighbouring cells, like those two, cannot contain consecutive digits, so you couldn't have a 1 and a 2 in those two, for instance. And that's it. That's all we get. This is from, I'm going to say the name once carefully. It's from Fark Off. And he has sent in, or she has sent in Unlucky for Some. And it's been on Logic Master German. It's been solved quite a few times, has a 3-star rating there. So hopefully not too difficult, but I have no idea how it will pan out in practice. Now, I am going to start now, and we'll see how we go. Let's get cracking. Right, the non-consecutive rule narrows down the 2-cell cages. They can no longer be a 6-7 pair. There were originally 3 possibilities. They could be 4-9, 5-8, or 6-7. But because 6 would be neighbouring 7, they can't be 6-7. That doesn't get us very far. We might have to think, I think there are 3 ways that 13 can be made up in 4 cells that have to be different. They are 1, 2, 3, 7, 1, 2, 4, 6, and 1, 3, 4, 5. Now maybe 1, 3, 4, 5 would be a problem here because 4 or 5. How would 1, 3, 4, 5? No. This is the place, isn't it? This 2 by 2 looks more important. Yes. The problem with 1, 2, 3, 7 is if you put 2 in a corner, and it would have to be in one of the corners if it existed in a 1, 2, 3, 7 cage, what would you put in those 2 cells? You can't avoid putting 1 or 3 in one of them and breaking the rule. And that's because there's a 3-cell run, a 3-digit consecutive run. And I think the same must therefore apply with 1, 3, 4, 5. If you put 4 in a corner, how are you going to fill those 2 without using 3 or 5? Impossible. So this actually has to be 1, 2, 4, 6. And of course there is a 1 in this 13 cage. All the possibilities for 13 in 4 cells include a 1. So there's not a 1 there. There is a 1 in these two. Therefore, there isn't a 2 in those two. They can't be 1, 2, or it would break the rule. So the 2 must be up here. Of course, and that looks back at this cage. Now this can't have a 2 in it. It is 1, 3, 4, 5. Now, how are we going to do that without 4 touching a 3 or a 5? 4 has to be on one end next to a 1 to make this work, I think. Just want to consider that carefully. Yes, that must be right. They can't be a 4. They can't be a 1 because the 4 has to be buffered away from the 3 and the 5 by a 1. It's either 4, 1, 3, 5 pair, then that would become 4, 9. Or it's 4, 1, 3, 5, and that would be 5, 8 in that case. Okay, but there's no 4 here now, so there's no 6 here. So we're getting pairs. Wherever the 2 and 1 are, they're in opposite corners. But I don't know which way round they go. And the other 3 digits in the top row are 7, 8, and 9. But if you put 8 in either of these cells, it must be touching a consecutive digit. So that's a 7, 9 pair. And our first digit in this puzzle, weirdly, is an 8 up there. Weirdly, because that's, you know, all of these 4-cell cages are going to give us low numbers. So finding an 8 is a bit of a surprise. Those are from 3, 5, 7, and 9. All of those being odd, they're not really dangers of touching each other. That one can't be 7 or 9 because it's next to 8 though. And 3 or 5 there means this can't be a 4. That's lovely. So 1 there, this is 4. 2 now can't be here next to the 1. And now we've got a bit of traction. That can't be 3 or 5 because of the 4. This can't be 4. Oh, and this kind of peters out a bit, irritatingly. Right, now what did we say? Either 4, 1, 3, 5, or 4, 1, and then 3, 5 in some order. That's not very helpful. Right. Okay, let's have a look at this 13 cage. Now, a 3-cell 13 cage is not as helpful as a 2 or a 4. Which the 2-cell and 4-cell 13 cages have 3 possible fills. The 13 has more, like 7 or 8. But we now know it doesn't have a 1 or a 6 in. That must help. So, yes, if it didn't have a 2, it would have to be 3, 4, 6, and that's not possible. So it does have a 2 in this cage. And then the other 2 add up to 11. They're not 2, 9 or 6, 5. They are either 4, 7 or 3, 8. If it's 2, 4, 7, that's 5, 8. And these 2 cells are 3 and 9. That seems very plausible. If it's 2, 3, 8, in which case the 8 would be in the middle, separating the 2 and the 3, then this would be 4, 9. And these 2 would be 5 and 7. Oh, what about this? This can't be a 4 now. Oh, well, that's getting interesting. If we could rule out 9 there. Oh, no, look at this. This is fabulous, actually. This is now either 5, 8 in this cage or 9, then 4. And both of those mean that this can't be 8. If it's a 5, 8 cage, the 8 in the row is already done. If it's 9 there, then this can't be an 8 by the consecutive rule. So that's not an 8. And suddenly this cage cannot be 8, 3, 2, because the 8 would have to get in and act as a kind of chaperone, separating the 2 and the 3. So this cage is now not 8, 3, 2. It's 2, 4, 7, definite. So that is a 5, 8 cage. This doesn't have a 7 or a 5, with 3 and 9 to place. That doesn't resolve all of this, does it? Am I missing something here? 3 and 9. Don't know, I might be. Anyway. Right, that is helpful, surely. 2, 4, 7 there. Now we could make the assumption that applies to many of these grids, that we're always going to get the same stripes of digits. That's what often happens in non-consecutive Sudokus, but that is not a logical way to solve it, and I don't want to do that. So we've got an 8 there. 7 must be in one of these two cells, mustn't it? Ah, this is a thought, actually. 7 is in one of those two cells. Therefore, 7's over here. But actually, these 4 cells have to contain 7 and 6. And they have to be diagonally apart, because they mustn't touch each other. So now, 6 is in one of these cells. Oh, and what are the other 2 digits in here? Again, we can't have a run of 3 digits in a 2 by 2 area. And that means 8 is not in this group of digits. And that is useful, because it means 8 is in this box. So that's not 9, that's not 4, in this cage, I mean. So that's a 5, 8 cage. Now we can take these 5s out. 1, 3, so we get a 4. And that's a 5. And that's a 1, because 3 can't be next to 4. That's a 3. These are now, let's fill them all in, 2, 6, 7 and 9, but we know 7 is not there, so 6 is not here. That can't be a 2 because it's next to a 1, and that chain stops. One of these is a 4, not that helpful. Oh, one of them's a 1 as well. Still not that helpful. Right. Oh, look, 7 or 9 there. This can't be 8. Oh, it's hard to spot those things, but it's brutally clever. Right, 5, 8. This is now opposite 7 or 9, so it has to be 6 or 2. Oh yeah, this is opposite 2 or 6, so it has to be 7 or 9. So we end up with a 7-9 pair. 2, oh. Yes, a 5 there, sorry. That's made row 2, column 1 a 3. And now we can finish off box 1 suddenly. 5, 1, 7, 8, 2, 6. So this is a 1, 3, 4 triple, and 1 has to be the chaperone for 3 and 4. This is 2, 6, 8. 6 can't be here next to either of those 5s. Actually, no, look, 8 can't be in these cells because they'd both touch 7 and 9. So that's not 8, that is. I don't see how to disambiguate the rest of the box, annoyingly. Or this one. So let's go down again. 8 and 5. Ah, we've got that 9, so this becomes a 3. Now this can't be 2 or 4. Now we're cooking with gas. So 8, 3, 5 there, 8, 3, 5 here. This is a 3, 5, 8 triple. This can't be a 9. This is definitely a 5, 8 cage. We've left with 1, 6, 9 here, 1, 6, 9 here. Hang on though. 6 can't be next to 7. Oh, 8 can't be next to 9 here, so that's done. That can't be a 6 because of both cells it's next to. That can't be a 9. This can't be 8. This can't be 3 because it's next to 2 or 4. So again, we get a 5, 8 pair. 3 there, that doesn't fix that. Don't know what to do with those. But here we have a 2, 4, 7 triple. Yes, so next to the 3, we can't have 2 or 4. Next to the 5, we can't have 4, so they're all resolved. I haven't sorted these out. Right, let's now move on to this 13 cage, which doesn't have a 4 in it. So it must be 1, 2, 3, 7, I believe. Yeah. And how do we fit those in? Again, there's a run of 3 digits. So the 2 has to come at one end, with the 1, no, that's the wrong way round, with the 7 blocking it off. So it's either 2, 7, 3, 1. Actually, let's fill those in that order. 2, 7, 3, 1, or going the other way, 2, 7, 1, 3 that way. Now either way round, that becomes a 6. We've got a 5 and 9 to put in here. We can put them in because 6 can't be next to 5. That 9 is sorting out 7 and 9. 7 can't be next to 6. 2 can't be next to 3, and box 2 is suddenly done. And that 3 fixes this cage. Lovely. 2, 1, 7, 3. This is a very elegant puzzle, I have to say. Really clever stuff. So, now what? Not going to just use the stripes of 7, 3, 1, which are likely. They don't always happen, I believe. 1 and 1. So one of these is a 1. No, hang on. Where does 2 go in this box? That's a nice question. Can't be there because of this 2. Can't be there because of the 3 and 1. So we can put a 2 in there. That's going to stop that being a 1. Now, is there something else that works that well? 5's in one of those. 7 is in one of... No, 7's already in it. You monkey brain. 7 in one of those two. Come on, what am I missing? Sorry if you can see it. 3. Where does 3 go in this box? Not those cells because of that 3. Not there because of that 3, not there because of that 4. So 3 goes here. Now we know where 7 goes. 4 must go here. That's an 8, naked single. And we've got a 1, 6 pair left. Right. So, now where does 6 go in this row? Can't go next to the 5 because that will break everything. So it's here. 6, 1, 9, 1. So this is a 5, 9 pair, which I can't resolve. 4, 6, and 8, but 6 and 8 can't be next to 7. So that's a 4, but then I can't resolve the 6 and 8. Right, what have we got down here? 1, 6, and 9, which seem a familiar triple in some ways. We're seeing it quite a lot in this grid. Probably here and here, but let's not assume that yet. 1, 6, and 9 also here. 2, 4, 7 here. These down triples aren't as useful as the across ones because there are no consecutive numbers. Right, 3, 5, 8 here, but this can't be 3 or 5, so that's an 8. Aha, 5, 8, 5, 3. 3 can't be next to 2 or 4. 5 can't be next to 4. That's how these work nicely. 6, 1, don't know. That is 4 and 2. They're resolved. Don't know about... Yes, that can't be 1. Now, there's a 1, 6, 9 triple down here. So this pair is 4, 8. And thanks to this last 13 cage, we can put in a 1 here. And I think we are going to be finishing off now. That can't be a 1. This must be a 1. Yes, we can do those. Sorry to be slow. 6 and 9 there. 1 and 9 here. And hopefully columns 8 and 9 will come out now. 2 and 5, we can put them in because of the rule. And 7 and 3. So that should get everything done. 9, 5. 9, 7. 6, 8. What a clever puzzle. Really interesting, actually, how the constraint works there and gets things done. You probably have to know your 13 cages, at least the 4-cell and 2-cell cages for this puzzle. You could waste quite a bit of time filling in the 7 or 8 combo possibilities there, which wouldn't really have helped. Very entertaining. Thank you very much to the constructor for sending that. Thank you for watching as always, and very much hoping to see you soon again on the channel. Bye for now.